Hello and welcome to this B1 Usability Package Tip of the Week session. My name is Rasmus Jensen and today's week is week 33 of 2010. We will see on how to deal with the font size issues that are in Business One. So here we are in SAP Business One and I will show the issues using function buttons and item placement tool and how to fix them. Content creator is also affected, but the fix will be the same as item placement tool. First, I will just locate you to that I'm logged in as manager, and in the general settings I'm using the default font size 10. So I will just have usability packs running and add a few buttons. Button 1. So 3 buttons. What they do is not important in this sample. Let's just add them as they are. So now we have our 3 buttons, and also we just want to move the payment tabs. So I'll just simply move those, just so we have a configuration from function buttons and a configuration from item placement tool. So move it up here. Add, close and reopen, and we now have that field put in here and the 3 buttons. And everything looks okay. We have our placement, it looks fine, the buttons are okay, size of the window is okay. So we think we might be finished. But if you have users running different font sizes, let's see what that gives some problems. So I will just log in to Business One using another user, and let's see the result. So here we are logged in as another user, as you can see here. As you might be able to see, this user is using another font size 12. Well, let's see how that affects our configuration. So let's open Business Partner again. And as you can see, this doesn't look good. We can see that the payment terms field is up here, incorrectly positioned, and our buttons is behind the screens. And finally, our add and cancel button, or OK and cancel button, is not visible in the screen. So why is this happening, and how can we fix it? So let's start with why this happens. Well, it has all to do with pixels. If we have a look at our function buttons, you will be able to see that when we defined those, we had put in a form width and form height in order to make room for the buttons. But as we now use another font size, you will be able to see that the screen feels small. The screen was only till here before. But pixels don't change. Pixels are still that we have 624 pixels here to here. But now that the window is bigger, so we need another configuration that is also bigger. The same goes for item placement tool configuration. The same goes for this. Before, this place was 304. Now it's more. We can actually just set up the development node, and if I press this one, you can see that left is actually a different size now. So things simply doesn't add up. Before it was 304 in font size 10, now it's 363 in font size 12. So again, we need to make a new configuration based on the new facts of font size 12. So let's fix this. First thing we need to do is that this current configuration cannot be used by the user here. It can only be used by users running font size 10. So let's make this configuration user specific. So let's right click here and say that manager, because he was running font size 10, and I would of course need to check all the different users running fontsize 10 and say they use this configuration. The same for item placement 2, or that was item placement. Here's the function buttons. Let's say that manager is only using this. So if we close and reopen, we will now see that we are not using any of the new configurations. This is just plain version of the Business Partner Master Data window. So we actually need to do this again for fontsize 12 now. You could duplicate the functionality, but I will actually say it's easier to do it again using the right-click functionality. So I'll add again. I'll just call them 1x to see that it is in fact this configuration that we use. Yeah, so I will need to give this a bigger width and height because it only can suggest for the default. So this is a little trial error, but let's start by doing this and we'll fix it in a moment. And then I will say select users, and let me find my user 2, which is another user here, and say he is using this configuration, and all the other users using fontsize 12. So let's see just how it works. Okay, it was actually not enough in the width, but the height was pretty okay, so I'll just fix that. So 730 and 590. Let's see if I'm more correct. It's okay in there, just need a little more. 750. So now it looks okay for fontsize 12. And also for the item placement tool, that's likely a little bit easier because we just move this item, place it below the opportunities, and we now have a configuration that fits fontsize 12. As you can imagine, this will take a long time if you have users using a wide spread of font sizes. So in general, our recommendation is if you can keep all users to the same font size, you are much better off on using usability package with its features, because you don't only need to do things one time. But you have the option to do it like I just did, but expect additional configuration time if you need to do this. For the more technical people who want to understand why this is a limitation, why Boyum IT just doesn't fix it, well, we can't fix this because it's pixels. And as SAP, if the pixel width is different from size to size, and you decide all the pixels in the item placement tool, we wouldn't be able to just increase this dynamically, because it all depends on what your configuration is. So it's unfortunately nothing we can do anything about. We of course try to take care of it for all the fixed sized things, like you can see the buttons are actually being presented bigger than just when they were font size 10. But there will be things that we simply can't change. So, and it is in those cases that you need to do this. So it's not of laziness of not being able to do this. It's simply a technical reason why we can't do this. This concludes this session. For training material, please go to service.boyum-it.com/education. Or if you want a free demo of the product, go to license.boyum-it.com/b1up. If you want to contact us, you can do it either by our sales email or our support email. Thank you for attending.